So I've been asked in a lot of the comments and people that have just stopped by the shop, how would you get started in woodworking if you had to start all over again? You didn't have a lot of money, you were just a beginner, you didn't have a lot of space. Because people come into my shop and they see all these big tools and all this stuff working and sawmills and tractors going around, and it's just, you don't need that. We have to have that because of the size that we are and the type of work we do. If I could start over, I would start very small, just like I did 30 years ago. I would go to a local store, go online, however, and get you some good quality tools that are affordable. You don't have to spend $5,000 on a planer. You can spend $600 on a planer. You don't have to spend $4,000 on a table saw. You can spend $700 on a table saw. I like these kind of tools because when we're not using them, and most of these we just use out on the job sites, we can store them. We can take them apart. If you go buy a stationary table saw, that just took up about a 5x3 space in your shop or your garage that you really can't move it. This guy right here goes underneath the bench and it's tucked away. The planer, same thing. It can go on a roller table, it can go underneath the bench, and it's gone. Everything I have here, except for the planer and the table saw, are all battery powered. I love battery powered now. Even though you gotta charge the batteries, but the batteries have come a long way. We're able to use these things mostly almost all day long on one battery. And by having all the same brand, we don't have 5 or 6 different types of batteries all around the shop. These are all interchangeable with all these different tools. And we have a lot more DeWalt tools and different things that we use, but these are just things I'm showing that you could use to get started in your woodworking business. If you're a beginner and you're not quite sure about it, but you're thinking, if I go and spend all this money on woodworking tools, you know, what happens if I don't like it? If you buy these types of tools, the contractors are using this stuff all the time. These things run on job sites every day, and you could get rid of this fairly quickly. However, I don't think you would. I think you'd love woodworking, and these are just things that are good to have around the house anyway. So getting started, you need a skill saw, you need a table saw. These drivers and these drills are a must-have. If you don't have a bandsaw, which you can get, a nice little tabletop bandsaw, a jigsaw works just fine. You don't need a big 20-inch planer. You don't need this little 13-inch DeWalt planer, works great. This chop saw is actually battery powered as well. It's just a nice lightweight chop saw for me to move around and take out on the job site. And again, it can go underneath the bench. So everything right here could basically tuck right underneath this bench. So starting out, go small, get a fairly good quality tool, start your journey and find your niche. And as you get better at it and you start to realize that if you're going to craft shows or you're selling stuff online or however you're doing it, as the money comes in and then you decide you want to actually take this whole woodworking thing to the next level, then you can start upgrading. But I really highly recommend starting for around $2,000 to $3,000 here. Then you're going to need sandpaper, you're going to need drill bits, you're going to need saw blades, but at least it gets you started, and then you can start realizing if you really want to do this or not. But I did. I really wanted to do it, and that's why I am where I am today. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.